Hi friends, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're with me today to hear another Bible story. Okay, so let's get ready to listen. Okay, can everyone turn their listening ears on? Boop, 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 boop. Good job. Okay, so let's sit up straight. Let's pat our legs. Let's clap our hands. Let's wiggle our ears and wiggle our noses. Pat your head and rub your belly. And wiggle your fingers. Okay, clap one big time, hold it, put it in your lap. Okay, so today we are still learning about Jesus. Okay, so we have our Bible. Does anyone remember which part of the Bible we have stories about Jesus in? Okay, so there's two parts of the Bible. We have the Old Testament's the front, the New Testament's the back. The Old Testament tells us stories about God, and the New Testament tells us stories about Jesus. So which part is this story about Jesus in, you think? It's in the New Testament. Good job. Okay, so this story that we're learning about today is actually in two different books of the Bible. It's in Matthew and Mark, okay? So sometimes in the Bible, you hear about the same story two times. And so this one is in Matthew and Mark. Matthew is the very, very first book in the New Testament, and Mark is the second book. So it is right towards the middle of the Bible. It's right here. Matthew's right here, Mark's right after it. Okay, so today we are learning about Jesus when he was with his big group of friends. He had a group of 12 friends. Do we know what those friends are called? He has a group of friends he calls his disciples. Those were Jesus's very best buddies, and they left their families and their jobs and they followed Jesus around the whole time he was doing his ministry and performing miracles and wanting people to follow God. Okay, so this story is Jesus and his disciples were on a boat and they were crossing the Sea of Galilee. Okay, so when they were crossing the sea, do you think it took them a couple of hours? Do you think it took them like most of the day? Do you think it took them more than one day? Yeah, sea is really, really big, so it took them a long time to cross it. So they had to sleep on the boat sometimes. They had to stay on the boat for a long time. Well, in this story, Jesus was sleeping in the back of the boat, and a big, big storm came, and it was rocking the boat, and it was splashing water onto the boat, but Jesus was sleeping in the back, and the disciples were a little bit scared. And then the storm grew and grew and grew, and they were really, really scared. Then they got so scared, they thought their boat was going to break or collapse or sink, I don't know, and maybe they thought they were going to drown. They were so scared that they decided to wake up Jesus. Why do you think they wanted to wake up Jesus? They wanted to ask him for some help, didn't they? So they woke up Jesus, and Jesus asked them, "Why are y'all afraid?" What do you think they told Jesus when he asked them that? I bet they said, "Well, I'm afraid of drowning," or "I'm afraid of the boat breaking," or "I'm afraid of getting hurt." So there were a lot of things to be afraid of. Do you think Jesus was afraid? That is a good question. He was sleeping in the back of the boat while this whole storm was going on, and I bet that was rocking the boat really bad. But Jesus wasn't afraid. He was not afraid. Why do you think not? I think it's because he knew that God was going to help them. I think he knew that God loved them so much that he was going to help. So Jesus spoke to the waters and told the waters to be calm. And so the waters did. Okay, so have you ever asked water to do something and it did what you asked? It's never happened to me. Do you think that Jesus performed a miracle right there? Do you think the disciples asked for help and Jesus helped? He performed another miracle by asking the waters to be still, and the waters obeyed him and they were still. I think that's pretty amazing. I have never seen anyone do that before. That's a pretty neat story, huh? So Jesus helped the disciples when they were afraid. Okay, so I want you to think of a time when you were afraid. Did anyone help you? Or do you know a time when someone else was afraid and you helped them? Let me think. have a good example. So earlier this week, I was swimming with some friends, and one of my friends, her name was Ava. She goes to Bible class with us. Ava wanted to do a flip off the diving board. She was a little bit scared. And I wanted to do a flip off the diving board, and I was a little bit scared. And so we told each other, I said, Ava, if you do a flip, I'll do a flip. So she got up there and she did a flip. So then it was my turn, and I got up there, and I was a little bit scared because that diving board was pretty high off the water. But Ava told me that I could do it. And so I did it. She helped me when I was scared, and I helped her when she was scared. Can you think of any time that you helped someone when they were scared? Can you think of a time when someone helped you when you were scared? Now I want you to think. Was there ever been a time when God has helped you when you were scared? When you were scared and you prayed to God and you asked for help? That is such a good way to help yourself when you're scared, is to pray and ask God for help, and He will help you. All right, friends, that is my story for today. I am so sad that we can't be together, but we will get together soon. And I love y'all and I miss y'all. Bye, friends.